Sometimes a man won't tell you he misses you, but his behavior will whisper the truth louder than his words ever could. You see, when a man tries to hide his feelings, he doesn't become cold, he becomes inconsistent. He tries to convince himself he's fine without you, while every part of his routine quietly pulls him back to you. And the signs are subtle. The late night check-ins, the sudden curiosity about your life, the tiny moments where he slips and lets the truth show. If you pay attention, you'll notice something powerful. A man who doesn't miss you moves on, but a man who does keeps circling back even when he tries not to. Today I'm going to show you the signs he can't hide, the signs he misses you more than he wants to admit. There's a moment in every man's life when he realizes something has shifted inside him, but he won't say it out loud. Not yet. Not when it comes to missing someone he cared about. Men rarely express longing with words. They express it with patterns, with pauses, with the silent things they do when no one is watching. And the truth is, he started missing you long before he realized he was missing you. When a man thinks he has moved on, the first few days feel normal. He tells himself he's fine. He tells himself he's strong. He convinces himself that life is better without distractions. But then, something unexpected happens. You appear in the spaces he thought were empty. He grabs his phone out of habit, expecting to see your name, and there's nothing. That tiny moment of emptiness, that half second of disappointment, that is where missing you begins. He wakes up in the morning and there's a strange silence in his day. Not the peaceful kind, the uncomfortable kind, the kind that reminds him something familiar is no longer there. He goes about his routine, but the rhythm feels slightly off. The music he plays doesn't sound the same. The coffee he makes doesn't taste the same. Even the sun outside doesn't feel as warm, because the emotional warmth he associated with you is missing. He won't say it. He won't message you, not yet, because men fight their emotions before they accept them. They resist before they surrender. They pretend before they feel. So instead of reaching out, he does what men do best. He distracts himself. He throws himself into work. He calls old friends. He scrolls through his phone endlessly. He tries to fill the space you left behind with noise. But the ironic thing about noise is, it makes silence louder. And every night when the world gets quiet, that's when the truth hits him hardest. When there's nothing left to distract him, his mind goes back to you. Your voice, your presence, your energy, your absence. He tells himself not to think about you, but the mind doesn't listen to commands when the heart is involved. And the more he tries to push the thoughts away, the more they circle back, stronger, clearer, deeper. He replays conversations the way you laughed, the moments you understood him when no one else did. Those memories become emotional anchors, pulling him back to a connection he didn't realize was this powerful when he had it. Missing someone isn't loud. It's quiet. It's slow. It's the way his heart sinks just a little when he opens his phone and sees no message from you. It's the way his mind wanders back to you during the simplest parts of his day. It's the way he catches himself wondering what you're doing, even when he tries to pretend he doesn't care. He won't admit it, not to his friends, not to himself, and definitely not to you. But the truth is simple. The moment your absence started to feel heavier than your presence once did, that's when he started missing you deeply. There comes a moment when missing someone quietly turns into curiosity. Not the soft, gentle kind, but the kind that keeps tapping on a man's mind even when he tries to ignore it. And this curiosity is not accidental. It's emotional gravity. It pulls him back towards you no matter how far he tries to move. He begins to check things without admitting he's checking. He opens social media and finds himself typing your name in the search bar, quickly, quietly, as if he's doing something wrong. He clicks on your profile, but doesn't like anything. He watches your stories but never reacts, because reacting means revealing, and revealing means risking, and risking means accepting that he still feels something he thought he had buried. A man who doesn't miss you, never checks on your life, a man who still cares, watches from a distance. He might ask mutual friends about you, but he'll disguise it as casual conversation. How's she doing? She's still working there. She's still talking to that friend of hers? He'll ask in a tone that sounds normal, but his eyes tell the truth. They hold that small flicker of concern, and concern is emotional attachment in disguise. What surprises him most is how easily his attention drifts back to you. He could be in the middle of work, having a normal day, and suddenly something reminds him of you. A quote, a picture, a song, and without meaning to, he wonders, is she okay? Is she happy? Does she even think about me anymore? And that last question, that one haunts him the most. He tries to silence these thoughts, but he can't, because curiosity is a symptom of longing. and longing is a symptom of emotional connection that didn't die. It just went quiet for a moment. You'll notice something even more revealing. His timing becomes unpredictable. He views your profile at random hours. He checks your stories immediately, sometimes, and hours later on other days. He might type a message and delete it. He might start a conversation in his mind that never reaches your inbox. This inconsistency, as in chaos, it's conflict. His heart wants one thing, his pride wants another, and his fear wants both of them to stay silent. He doesn't want to look desperate. He doesn't want you to think he's weak. He doesn't want you to know that even after everything, a part of him still chooses you. And the deeper truth is this: men don't watch the life of someone who meant nothing. They watch the life of someone who left a space they didn't know how to fill. So if he's checking you from a distance, if he's quietly watching your world without stepping into it, if he's trying to satisfy his curiosity without revealing his feelings, then understand this: his silence isn't lack of interest. His silence is emotional fear trying to hide emotional truth. And that truth is simple. He misses you far more than he wants you to know. There's a certain moment, usually when he least expects it, when memories start becoming louder than the present. He'll be going through his day like everything is normal, and suddenly something small, something insignificant to anyone else, pulls him straight back to you. A joke you once made, a facial expression only he noticed, a moment where you looked at him in a way no one else ever has. And in that second, he isn't in the present anymore. He's reliving a moment he didn't realize mattered so deep. Ply at the time. That's the strange thing about emotional connection. We always understand its value later, when it's missing. And when a man misses you, he doesn't just miss your presence. He misses the way his world felt with you in it. He misses the stability you brought into the chaos of his life. He misses how you could calm him even when he didn't ask for it. He misses the way you laughed at his stupid jokes, the way you understood his silence, the way you listened even to the things he didn't fully say. He won't tell anyone this, not even himself, but the truth is, he thought those moments would always be there. He didn't realize how powerful they were until they became memories instead of daily life. So what happens next? He begins replaying everything piece by piece, not to torture himself, but because those memories feel safer than the loneliness he pretends he's not feeling. He remembers the way you used to look at him when he talked about something he loved. He remembers how your presence made him feel more grounded, more understood, more capable. That look, that feeling becomes impossible to replace. He might try to find it in someone else or distract himself or bury it under routines, but the heart always returns to the place where it felt the most seen. And here's the part he'll never admit. He remembers the fights too, not with anger, but with clarity. He realizes what he should have said differently, what he should have listened to, what he should have valued more when he had it. He'll replay the last conversation, wondering if he misread your tone, if you were hurting more than you showed, if he could have changed the outcome by being a little more present, a little more patient, a little more honest. This is when missing you transforms into reflection. This is when he begins recognizing the depth of what he lost. And reflection is powerful because it exposes the truth even pride tries to hide. And the truth is, he didn't just lose a person. He lost a connection that made him better. He lost the comfort of being understood without explaining. He lost the emotional space where he felt safe enough to soften. He scrolls through old pictures, not to go back, but because a part of him doesn't want to let go. He reopens old chats, not to message you, but just to feel the warmth of those moments again. He reads your words and feels something inside him drop because those conversations remind him of a version of himself he actually liked, the version he was when he was with you, and that's when it hits him harder than anything else. He doesn't miss the idea of you. He misses you, your energy, your presence, your voice, your impact, the parts of himself that only you brought out. Men don't miss lightly. When they miss deeply, quietly, and in the spaces they don't show anyone. There's a very specific shift that happens when a man truly starts to miss you, and it shows up quietly in his routine, not through grand gestures, not through emotional breakdowns, but through the tiny, intimate habits he doesn't even realize he's repeating. Because when someone becomes a part of your everyday life, losing them doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly in all the small spaces where they used to exist. You'll notice something subtle. He starts revisiting the little things that reminded him of you. Maybe it's the song you once shared. Maybe it's the playlist you made together. Maybe it's a movie the two of you watched on a random night that meant nothing at the time, but now suddenly means everything. He puts it on not because he wants to be nostalgic, but because a part of him is trying to feel connected to something he quietly lost. When he sits in the car alone, he finds himself scrolling through music, and without planning it, he stops on that one track that instantly takes him back to a moment with you. And as soon as it plays, he remembers the way you smiled when the chorus came on. He remembers how your eyes softened, how you leaned closer, how present you felt in that moment. It's strange, but sometimes a song holds memories better than people do. He returns to places he went with you, even if he doesn't admit it. Maybe it's a coffee shop, maybe it's a street you walked together. Maybe it's a store where you once laughed at something small. He doesn't go there intentionally, he just ends up there, and when he sees it, a wave of emotion hits him before he can stop it. It's not just about the place, it's about who he was with you, who he became because of you, and losing that version of himself hurts in a way he can't put into words. He keeps certain things exactly where they were, the sweater you liked, the cologne you complimented, the camera angle he used, where talking to you on video calls. He doesn't move them, he doesn't throw them away, he just leaves them there, untouched. Because even though he's pretending he's fine, those small things hold a softness he's not ready to let go of. Sometimes he'll scroll up in old chats, not to start a conversation, but to feel the comfort of your presence. He rereads the parts where you laughed. He lingers on the messages where you cared. He remembers the nights you stayed up with him, giving him support he didn't appreciate enough when he had it. He looks at his old replies and wonders why he didn't put more effort in, why he didn't hold you tighter, why he let something so meaningful slip through the cracks. And here's what he won't admit. He keeps checking the timestamps. He notices when you were online. He sees when you posted something new. He picks up patterns in your behavior the same way you once picked up his, because men are not immune to emotional routine. They're just quieter about it. Their heart remembers even when their pride tries to forget. He might not reach out. He might not say anything. He might convince himself he's okay, but his actions, the ones he does when no one is watching, reveal everything. Missing someone isn't always about tears or regret. Sometimes it's simply about realizing how different life feels when the right energy is no longer in it. And that realization settles in his routine piece by piece, in the songs he replays, in the streets he revisits, in the messages he scrolls through, in the moments of silence that feel a little heavier than before. Because a man who doesn't miss you replaces you. A man who does repeats you. There's something incredibly revealing about what happens when a man starts comparing, not because he wants to, but because the heart does it automatically. When someone leaves a meaningful impact on your life, the mind begins to measure everything else against that standard, sometimes without you even realizing it. And when a man misses you, comparison becomes one of the quietest but most powerful signs. He meets new people, he talks to new faces, he laughs, he engages, he tries to move forward. But something always feels slightly off, not wrong, just different, less warm, less deep, less natural. He'll notice that the conversations don't flow the same way. The comfort he had with you doesn't come easily with anyone else. The jokes don't land the same. The energy doesn't feel as effortless. It's like he's present in the moment, but a part of him is standing at a distance, observing, realizing that whatever this is, it doesn't feel like what he had with you. And this is the moment he starts to understand something he never truly saw before. You weren't just another person in his life. You were a connection, a feeling, a presence that had its own emotional fingerprint. And now that it's gone, nothing else fits quite the same. He'll talk to someone new, and in the middle of the conversation, a random thought will hit him. She wouldn't have understood that like you did, or you would have laughed at this, or you always knew what I meant without me explaining. This isn't comparison out of ego. This is comparison born from emotional chemistry, the kind that doesn't die just because two people take a step back. He might even try to convince himself that someone new is better, more available, less complicated, more logical, and for a moment he might even believe it. But then a tiny detail ruins the illusion. Maybe the way she reacts to something, or how she doesn't get his humor, or how she doesn't give him the same comfort in silence that you did. And suddenly, the entire connection feels flatter than it should. Not because she's wrong, but because he's comparing her to someone who made him feel something deeper. Men don't talk about this. They hide it. They pretend they're fine. But comparison is the heart's confession. It's the mind admitting what the mouth refuses to say. You mattered more than I realized. He might even try to date someone else to move on. But the dates don't hit as deeply. The connection doesn't feel as alive. The spark doesn't rise as naturally because he's not looking for someone better. He's looking for someone who feels like you, and he doesn't even know he's doing it. And this is the truth. Many men never speak out loud. Losing you didn't make him want something new. It made him realize what he had. Comparison is emotional honesty. It's the silent admission that the connection he had with you wasn't ordinary, and the more he compares, the clearer it becomes. He didn't just miss the relationship. He misses you, your voice, your energy, your softness, your emotional presence. A man who's over you finds better. A man who misses you finds no replacement. There comes a point where a man can't hide from himself anymore, not from the emotions he tried to bury, not from the memories he tried to outrun, and not from the truth he tried to silence. When the noise fades, the friends, the distractions, the busyness, the pretending, he's left with a quiet moment. And in that quiet moment, he faces the one thing he never wanted to confront. He misses you. Not in a dramatic way, not in a grand cinematic gesture, but in the soft, subtle ways that reveal everything. He misses the peace you brought. He misses the emotional safety. He misses the version of himself that only existed when he was with you. People think missing someone is about sadness, but it's not. It's about recognition. It's about finally understanding the value of something after it's gone. It's about waking up one day and realizing that life feels a little emptier. Not because something changed, but because someone isn't there anymore. He tries to act like it doesn't affect him. He tries to stay strong. He tries to convince himself that time will erase everything. But time doesn't erase real connection. It highlights it, it makes it clearer, sharper, more undeniable. He feels it when he laughs and wishes you were there to share it. He feels it when he's struggling and wants to hear your voice. He feels it when he looks at the people around him and realizes they don't understand him the way you did. He feels it in the silence, in the pauses, in the things he doesn't say. And eventually, something shifts. Missing turns into clarity. He begins to understand the difference between losing someone and letting someone go. He didn't. He let you go. He lost you, and loss carries a different weight. It stays with you in ways you don't talk about. Maybe he reaches out. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he tries to fix things. Maybe he just hopes time brings you back together. But here's the truth he won't say out loud. A part of him still lives in the moments he shared with you. He hasn't moved on. He's just learning to live with the ache. But this part, this final moment, isn't about him anymore. It's about you, because your worth is not measured by how much he misses you. Your value is not determined by his silence or his confusion or his regret. Your life does not pause because he's waking up too late. Missing you does not mean he deserves you back. A man who truly wants you won't just miss you, he'll choose you. He'll show up. He'll put effort into what he once took for granted. He'll match your energy instead of wasting it. He'll protect your heart instead of testing it. He'll give clarity instead of leaving you in doubt. And if he can't do that, then let him miss you from a distance. Because the right man won't leave you wondering. He won't make you feel replaceable. He won't make you question your worth. He'll stand beside you with certainty, not confusion, with effort, not excuses, with presence, not promises. So take this with you. He may miss you deeply, quietly, painfully, but you deserve someone who doesn't wait until you're gone to realize what you mean. You deserve someone who values you while he has you. And when that man arrives, you won't have to decode his silence. You won't have to read between the lines. You won't have to question if you matter. He'll show you every day, without hiding, that he chooses you,